RENZO, a Philadelphia powerhouse who is 34 years old, took the spotlight during the live semifinals of The Voice Season 27 on May 12, 2025. The stage was prepared, the lights were blazing, and the anticipation was intense as RENZO walked the stage. The legendary power ballad Dream On by Aerosmith was performed by RENZO, who was representing Team Legend. The performance was so impressive that it left coaches, audience members, and fans all over the world in a state of wonder. Not only did his electric performance demonstrate his vocal prowess, but it also solidified his position as a frontrunner in the competition, which sparked a whirlwind of reactions throughout social media and beyond. The artist known as RENZO, whose true name is Dennis Lorenzo, is not unfamiliar with the limelight. He has established a diverse career that combines alt-rock, smoky R&B, and soulful storytelling. He was a past finalist in the top 10 on American Idol Season 16, and he has also built a career. During the day, he is known as Professor RENZO, and he is responsible for educating elementary school pupils about science. Furthermore, during the evening, he is a stage performer who captures attention with his raw energy and unusual falsetto. Although his journey on The Voice has been distinguished by daring song selections and a compelling stage presence, his performance of Dream On was a defining moment that catapulted him to new heights. His career has been marked by bold song choices. As the last act of the evening, RENZO was tasked with the challenging task of closing out the semi-finals with a song that is not only a classic rock staple, but also a vocal Everest. At 1973, Steven Tyler, the lead singer of Aerosmith, composed the song Dream On, which is famous for its soaring melodies, emotional depth, and that iconic spine-chilling falsetto scream that occurs at the song's dramatic conclusion. It has been attempted by a great number of painters, but very few of them have been able to match the intensity of Tyler's original. RENZO, on the other hand, was not deterred. Before he began his performance, he addressed the cameras and said, "The challenge is making sure that I pay homage to these legends while also adding a modern twist." His eyes appeared to be filled with a look of determination. As soon as the first piano chords reverberated throughout the recording studio, RENZO immediately captured everyone's attention. He began with a gentle lyrical delivery, his voice carrying a haunting melancholy that pulled listeners in. He was dressed in a sleek leather jacket and exuded the allure of a rock star. He negotiated the song's introspective sections with composure and intensity, and the audience was silent and hanging on every note as he did so. "Every time that I look in the mirror, all these lines on my face getting clearer," he sang, imbuing the lyrics with a personal weight that struck a chord deep within the listener. RENZO unleashed his entire vocal arsenal as the song was building up to its crescendo of musical intensity. Fans were on their feet the entire time he was performing because of his theatrical flair, which consisted of pulling the mic stand with a melancholy swagger before bursting into head-banging intensity. His gritty growls and forceful runs electrified the crowd. The defining moment occurred during the climactic outro of the song when RENZO tackled Tyler's notorious high falsetto scream at the end of the song. When one person said, "I was waiting for it," and he didn't disappoint, they were echoing the sentiments of thousands of other users. His voice reached new heights, striking the notes with a raw, visceral energy that left the coaches, John Legend, Kelsey Ballerini, Michael Bublé, and Adam Levine, clearly startled. "That was like at least 3 times as good as rehearsal," Legend shouted, his voice filled with pride. "That was phenomenal! On all of the stages, you just give off the impression that you are supposed to be there. Up there, you gave off the impression of being a superstar, and you also sounded like one." The acclaim was echoed by users on, where posts surged with excitement in response to the accolades. "Holy fuck, "Renzo just perfected Dream on the present." One of the users exclaimed, "He is so charismatic just standing still," while another user gushed, "He should win The Voice." Both the headbanging and the high falsetto riff were favorites of mine. The top 12 of Voice clips of the performance quickly amassed thousands of views within a matter of hours, and hashtags like "as Team Legend" and #Renzo were used to describe it prominently. Renzo's selection of Dream On was a brilliant move from a strategic standpoint. The ideas of endurance and dreaming big featured in the song are congruent with his own personal narrative of triumphing over hardship. Renzo has been very outspoken about breaking generational curses for his 3 children, Tatan, Aliyah, and Naila. He lost his father to gun violence when he was just 4 years old. He expressed his sentiments to American songwriters, saying, "Being a family person is so important to me." During his performance, it seemed as though he was paying respect to his tenacity, with each note carrying the weight of his journey from a difficult childhood to a renowned artist. A similarly impressive aspect of Renzo's performance was the technological expertise that went into it. According to Soap Central, his performance was full of theatrics, vocal grit, and high-pitched notes, which demonstrates that he has a profound grasp of his vocal strengths. During the playoffs, Levine developed the phrase "screamery," and Legend had instructed him to lean into it. Renzo delivered in spades, and Legend was pleased with his performance. His ability to combine R&B soul with rock intensity gave the traditional song a new and contemporary edge, while still paying homage to its origins. This balance garnered him comparisons to performers that defy genres, such as Lenny Kravitz. There were other people who were buzzing as well. According to TV Line, Renzo's performance received a grade of B+, and the publication also mentioned that he served rock god realness. Industry experts lauded the star power of Renzo. In spite of the fact that the publication noted the dangers associated with performing such a vocally demanding song, they praised Renzo for going close to Tyler's high notes and referred to it as pretty impressive. One user gushed on the website, saying, "I'm typically not a fan of other people covering Aerosmith, but Renzo rocked it and did Steven Tyler proud with those screams. Without a single flaw." Even those who were skeptical were won over by the performance, as seen by posts that referred to it as crazy and next level. The performance was not only a win for the vocalists, it was also a show for the audience. The stage of The Voice was transformed into Renzo's very own rock arena thanks to his stagecraft, which was characterized by strong runs, a sustained long note, and dynamic movement. According to the prediction of one user, he's making it through. The user pointed out that his breadth and depth made him a formidable competitor. Following the performance, Renzo received a sufficient number of viewer votes to move on to the live finals, as reported by People magazine. The impact of the performance was immediate. This moment was the completion of a journey of growth that Renzo had been on over the entire season. His blind audition performance of Lynyrd Skynyrd's Simple Man, which drew a swift chair turn from Legend, as well as his knockout win with Billie Eilish's Happier Than Ever, are just 2 examples of the ways in which he has continuously pushed the boundaries of boundaries. It was his interpretation of Hozier's Too Sweet that astonished coaches with its rock-soul fusion during the playoffs, which ultimately led to his success in the semi-final portion of the competition. The prophecy was fulfilled in the song Dream On, which Legend told him during the playoffs. "You have the best screaming voice in this competition," Legend commented. Renzo is now ranked among the top 5 contestants on The Voice Season 27, which is nearing its conclusion. Other contestants are Gwaylon Johnston, Lucia Flores-Wiseman, Adam David, and another contestant. According to MJOJ's Big Blog, he received 19.67% of the vote in fan surveys, which has positioned him as a favorite to win. His rendition of Dream On has brought him to the forefront of the competition. After his performance, legend stated, "Renzo is our rock star, baby," a statement that was shared by fans who consider him to be the most outstanding performer of the season. The enthusiasm is just going to continue to grow. "What a fantastic way to wrap up the show," wrote one user, while another person referred to Renzo as "Ah." No one could possibly compete with that in any manner. As a result of his ability to connect with audiences, both via his music and through the motivational message he shares about his experiences as a father and a teacher, he has become a fan favorite. In the midst of his preparations for the season's conclusion, Renzo's performance in Dream On will be regarded as a defining moment, not just for season 27, but also for his rapidly developing career. Through his supercharged alt-rock, smoky R&B, and brave storytelling, Renzo has transformed each and every stage of The Voice into a portal to his realm. In his rendition of Dream On, he demonstrated that he is not merely dreaming, rather, he is making those aspirations come true. His performance was a monument to his talent, his resilience, and his star power. NBC.com, SoapCentral.com, StartAttle.com, People.com, MJSBigBlog.com, AmericanSongwriter.com, and postings discovered on are some of the sources that were used this information.